do you think your team did today?
I think everyone did very well. You know, it's been a long but good 14 or 13 practices. That was just practice number 14. So it was good to be able to do that, and especially have fans and have the environment. Because, you know, practice with nobody around, it gets a little dead sometimes with music. So to have, you know, an atmosphere out there was a lot of fun.
The connection with Isaiah, when did that start?
The day I got on campus, you know, throwing in the indoor a lot, just kind of getting on the same page. You know, that's just the tip of it. You know, a lot has to come from it. A lot of time in the summer with, you know, everybody just getting timing down. It's going to be big because right now, you know, we're just learning a lot of the offense and kind of getting from there. So for us to gain more chemistry, that'll be done in the summer.
Do you feel like you had good command of the offense today, and what are some things to build on?
Yes, sir. Yeah, obviously, as you guys saw, like it was pretty vanilla. Everything was kind of just our basic stuff. So really just being able to go out and execute and do everything that, you know, we had to do.
How much does having a weapon like Isaiah in the slot kind of help you as a safety valve as a quarterback?
Oh, it's awesome. You could throw him a little 2-yard route. You could throw it at the line of scrimmage and watch him. You guys saw him a little bit today going back and forth, crossing fields. You know, just let him do all the dirty work. That's what he does. He's an athlete, and, you know, it was great to see that today.
Tommy, how'd you like having fans in the stands? And does that affect you at all or not?
Oh, 100%. It brings so much energy out of me. I mean, just having people there. I mean, my family was here today. My mom, dad, and Leon, my quarterback coach, they took the trip from New Jersey, so that was special for them to be here. It's first time being in the Midwest, first time coming to see the facilities. So it was good to be able to play and have them there, and also have fans in the building.
How has your relationship with Coach Lunny progressed over these 14 practices?
Right, it's grown every single practice, and even on the days in between practice when we're just watching film, really just getting inside each other's heads, and me learning from him learning from me, and really just getting on the same page. You know, me learning what he sees as open versus what I see as open, and really just getting on the same page with that. And I think that it's gone in a good direction, and it's only going to go up from there.
You talked about maybe having a little bit more energy today. Did it kind of hit you that you're at Illinois for the first time, putting on the uniform, playing in the stadium under the lights and everything today?
Yeah, it hit me this morning when we came in and do like a little recovery stuff, and, you know, you saw people, you know, the whole equipment staff putting the jerseys on our shoulder pads. I was kind of looking at it, you know, same colors as Syracuse, but a little different, and number 3 on the back instead of 13. So that kind of hit me right there, you know, when I was putting that on with my name on the back. So it was a good feeling.
When Lunny was at UTSA, the quarterbacks were usually able to scramble and pick up first downs. Do you plan on using your legs this season to help the offense?
I'll always help the offense if need be. You know, I would not say that I'm a run-first guy, but I believe I have the ability to get first downs, move the chains when I need to.
Decision-making seemed to be a strength today. Is that something that's always been there for you in your game, or is that an area where you've grown, you think?
For sure, it's always been there, but I mean, as far as being under Coach B and what he wants, it's definitely grown from practice number 1. Really just working through progressions. Like I said, just learning the offense more, getting more comfortable with knowing everything, knowing what every single person is doing on the field, so you have control of it.
Tommy, how big is this summer going to be for you, just to keep getting that chemistry going with who you're throwing the football to, who you're working with on the line, just keeping that going?
It's going to be huge. Like, I'm so excited just because we have a lot of time in the summer. You know, obviously the coaches are not involved, so it's up to the players to be able to take charge, take leadership, and make sure that everything is correct as we want it to be. At the end of the day, coaches call the players, let the players go out there and make them. So for us, it's really just going in, being locked in. You know, cannot have any bad practices because we're playing against every Big Ten school. You know, they're doing the same thing. They're throwing, they're catching, their DBs are doing drops with each other. So we have to be better than them every single day.
How would you compare Lunny to other offensive coordinators that you've had?
He's different. He has a lot of energy. That was not different in a bad way. I heard a little giggle over there, but he's awesome. I mean, he's just a very personable guy. I like it a lot because he played the position before, especially at the collegiate level. So that's great to be able to pick his brain, and, you know, to have a coach that has been in the gunfire. You know, it's a little different when you have a coach that has never been in that pocket in situations. So to be able to have a coach that's been in situations like that and be able to really talk you through it, and you can really 100% trust him because he's been there when the bullets are flying, it means a lot.
I mean, what have been some of the biggest growth points this spring for you, and how maybe the biggest adjustments to adapting to what they're looking for out of the quarterback here?
Right, really just X's and O's. You know, with Coach B, he's huge on that, and really just playing the game strategically. You know, first, second, third down, knowing exactly what we want to do, what we want to get out of these drives. Obviously, every time we want to score, but knowing strategically how to keep the ball moving, and time on the clock, and that whole deal is just X's and O's for sure.
Is that anything different than you've done in the past? Like, with that strategic, like the way that he goes about it, how is that different, if at all, than what previous experiences?
Oh, 100%. I mean, he's been on me every single day. I mean, not just me, but everybody about that. That's just a huge part because, you know, that'll win and lose football games. That could be all the difference. So for him to be able to do that, you know, that's very eye-opening to me. You know, all the time we have talks about like football 101 and that whole deal. So that's awesome because I haven't been a part of anything about that, but I think that's huge, and I'm going to continue to grow and learn from him.
Tommy, you mentioned how today was obviously really vanilla for a spring game. I'm curious, one, how much you were able to get installed after these 14 practices, and two, you were out of the gun a whole lot tonight. Do you feel like you can get under center maybe this summer and then this fall camp and show what you can do there?
Right, so I think we have a good portion of our offense installed. That was kind of thing they wanted to just kind of force feed us so we have all this information. Like I said, we have all that time in the summer to really fine tune and critique everything and just make sure that we all get dialed in on every single play. So I think that was good. And the second part of that was under center. Yeah, I mean we've done that throughout the spring. We've been in the gun, been under center the whole deal. But like I said, today was vanilla. But I like being under center as well. Change up things for the defense.
Tommy, you seem to have your mom over here taking pictures. She said it was her first time coming over here, being at the facility and everything. What's it like to have her and the rest of your family kind of here to see you play?
It's awesome, just because when I came on my visit, I just came with my brother, who's 2 years younger than me, and my dad was working. My mom was just like, "I'm gonna stay home. You go out there by yourself and see how you like it," just because it was 100% my decision. So. They trusted me with that decision. I made that decision. They had no idea what it was like out here. I told them, how the flight was, when you guys drive from Chicago now, it's going to be nothing but cornfields. I'm like, we're not used to that. It's their first time being in the Midwest too. And as soon as they got to my apartment, they're like, "You were right." It was nothing, and just the city just popped up out of nowhere. I'm like, I'm telling you. So right now, I was just kind of giving them a little tour of the facilities. They've never been in here, so they're excited to see that. It was just awesome to be able to have them come here because, it's different than being at Syracuse. Syracuse is just a 3-hour drive for them, so it was nothing. But now this is a flight or a 13+ hour drive, so it means a lot for them to take time out and come and see me play.
Can I follow up just on Brett's with his this game plan and football 101? What kind of shock, if at all, was that when you got here and this is a lot of information he's putting out there and expecting? How did you handle that? How did you kind of dive headfirst into that?
Right, I wouldn't say shocked because that was something in the recruiting thing that he mentioned that he does a lot. He mentioned that he does football 101 a lot and talks to the team about that whole deal. So just trusting that he kept his word with that, and I appreciate that because I think that's awesome for everybody to learn. On offense, defense, special teams, all across the board, and for everybody to hear each side of the ball talk about that as well. It's very smart in my opinion. Very smart.